It has been more than 24 hours since your companions fell asleep. Over the course of the past day, your curiosity has slowly turned to concern, and then dread. The problems began when one of your friends started to toss and turn violently in their sleep. You snapped to attention and tried to shake them awake, but it was to no avail. You tried everything. Physical contact was no use, and water did nothing but soak their clothes in bed fruitlessly. Even opening their eyelids did not wake them, and in the process, you noticed that their pupils had fully dilated and their eyes were glazed over with a milky white fog. You have no idea what this could mean for your friends. Have they managed to find their way to the land Virgil Gray described in his writings, or has something more sinister taken root within their minds and bodies? Just to be safe, you decide to take your companions to St. Mary's Hospital. If something ails them physically, perhaps the doctors there can discern what is wrong. Otherwise, you will simply have to watch over them and hope that they return safely to the waking world. St. Mary's is the only hospital in the town of Arkham, and it is a fixture of its uptown neighborhood. You explain the situation to Nurse Greenberg, the head nurse of the hospital, who instructs several other nurses to carry your companions into the emergency ward on stretchers. She tells you with a warm, friendly smile that your friends will be examined by Dr. Meshwaran, but other than that, you are left entirely in the dark. Hours pass. You hear nothing about the status of your companions. You still have not met with Dr. Meshwaran, and you're starting to grow impatient. You feel something crawling along your arm, and you instinctively brush it away, then wonder if it was an insect or a figment of your imagination. You begin to question whether bringing your friends here was the right choice after all. Eventually, you decide to take matters into your own hands. It's late at night and the receptionist who instructed you to stay in the waiting room is nowhere to be seen. In fact, there are eerily few people roaming the halls of the hospital. With nothing to stop you, you sneak off into the emergency ward to find your friends. It does not take long for you to find their room. Your companions lie asleep on clean, white cots that sleep anything but peaceful. They are pale-faced and sweaty. One of them tosses and turns in their sleep, their brow furrowed with pain or worry. Dr. Meshwaran does not seem surprised by your intrusion. Shivani Meshwaran, she introduces herself coldly without looking up from her clipboard. You're the ones who brought them in, right? Before you ask, no, I've never seen anything like this before in my life, she says with a hint of dry impatience. You demand that she tell you everything she knows about the condition and not give you the runaround. With a sigh, she puts her clipboard down and addresses you frankly. Listen, I may be new to Arkham, but I've seen enough inexplicable maladies in this town to fill entire careers in medicine. I understand why you are concerned. Your friends. She struggles to find the right words. They're not simply asleep. It is as if they are hovering somewhere between sleep and unconsciousness, or even death. They are not aware of anything happening around them, but appear to be reacting to some kind of internal stimuli. Without hesitation, you ask if they are dreaming. Dreaming? Dr. Meshwaran replies. It is unlikely, though it might account for their mannerisms. Honestly, and I know this is not exactly reassuring, none of this makes any sense to me, medically speaking. Just then, you see a large hairy spider crawling on the chest of one of your friends. Well, that is odd. Dr. Meshwaran brushes the spider off, and several more emerge from the sheets to take its place. You and the doctor both take several steps back out of pure instinct. You hear heavy footsteps in the hallway outside the emergency ward, and then the lights begin to flicker. Okay, that is more than simply odd. What in the world is going on out there? Dr. Meshwaran asks anxiously. For a moment, you think you hear one of your sleeping companions whisper something. Are they indeed dreaming? And if so, what does their condition have to do with these strange events? You convince Dr. Meshwaran to stay with the patients and keep them safe while you investigate. Yes, of course. Their safety is paramount. But do come back and tell me what is going on. Please. She shivers. I really hate this place after dark. You nod and venture back into the hospital's waiting room.
Alrighty, chat, we're back. We are back, and we are here with Calvin through the web of dreams. Oh, thank you. That was, we recorded that some time ago, actually. That was done for a YouTube series that I've been trying to finish, but unfortunately it has taken its toll on my computer. Editing 2.5-hour videos requires a lot of processing power, if you'd believe that. So, we are entering the Web of Dreams. And we are deciding to take Calvin through it, and I think this is a pretty standard Calvin deck. I mean, notable things are Scrounge, which is a great card to be able to access any of these tools later on. And I mean, we got a pretty standard fail package with Take Heart, Live and Learn, Rabbit's Foot. I decided to include both Madame Lebranche and Peter Sylvester. I'm not really sure which one is going to be more useful. I felt like having Peter would be helpful to try to ride the line, so to speak, a little longer with Calvin. And I also went with Meat Cleaver over Fire Axe in an attempt to boost his willpower and intellect, and then we can later on just put the horror onto Peter. The reasoning for Madame Lebranche was that I felt like there wasn't much efficient card draw, so if we could dump our hand pretty quickly, and then we could use Madame Lebranche to draw more cards. Our random weakness we got was Haunted, which I think is very fitting for Calvin. Yeah. I mean, our plan is essentially just to play all of our cards, so like while we're not like Peter or something, or Duke rather, we're not like actively discarding our cards, but we can like drain our resources and just play our cards. So why don't we just go ahead and get right into the game here. So if you couldn't tell from the intro, we decided to let Mace Warren stay with the patients. So we are going to be heading off on our own here. So let's just make sure that everything is all set. Our first objective is to acquire 4 clues, and we're playing on standard difficulty. The bag looks correct. I'll go ahead and give the bag a shuffle. She is unfortunately not going to hang out with us, which might have been a mistake, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and give the encounter deck a shuffle. And then we're going to have to set up the infestation stuff as well, which thankfully is already set up for us, so that's nice. And then we'll have to shuffle a bunch of encounter cards later on. So, and let's just double check the setup here. We start in the hospital waiting room, and I think that's just about it. So let's go ahead and rock out here. Let's go ahead and shuffle up and draw our opening hand. Alrighty, so we draw Rabbit's Foot, Scrounge, Until the End of Time, and Trial by Fire. This card is super sweet in Calvin. So we'll go ahead and replace that. Alright, so we get a Live and Learn. Probably want to mulligan this. And I'm not sure how useful this is going to be. Oh yeah, Miss Doyle seems pretty good for Calvin. Yeah, I would assume our upgrade path is probably like 5 of Cups, Miss Doyle, and probably just like standard typical good survivor cards. Because I don't think Calvin really has much else. I guess he could take spirit cards. So we could consider things like I've Had Worse, and I think there's some other Mystic and Rogue cards that might be useful. But we can discuss that next time. Alright, so is there anything else I want to mulligan? think our first two actions are probably like play this. And like we could get rid of the live and learn and maybe draw a second asset. That seems okay. Let's do that. All right, so we draw a ward and a Peter, so that's excellent. So our first turn is just gonna be to play a bunch of assets. So first action, Rabbit's Foot. Second action, we'll play until the end of time. And then third action, we'll go ahead and play Peter. So that's all our resources. We're currently still at a 0-0-0-0. Yeah, save trial for the records office. That seems like a good idea. Okay, so that was our turn. Pretty simple turn. There's no enemies. So we'll go ahead and just go right to upkeep. And we draw our second trial by fire. Alright, so let's go ahead and add a doom. And then let's draw our encounter card. We draw a locked door. Okay, so we're gonna have to put the locked door, unfortunately, in the waiting room. That's unfortunate. So, we might have to use a trial by fire just to get rid of that. We could ward it as well. That's an option. Just so we're not too slowed down here. But then that really slows us down for the rest of the campaign or scenario, excuse me. So one option is that we ward it. Another option is just to like bash our head into it for a little bit. Draw a card, first action. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. I don't think it's really worth warding. I'd rather ward like, what is it, the stupid infestation spreading card? That card sucks. Okay, so unfortunately they've locked the waiting room, so we can't get out. So we're gonna have to force our way out here. We currently have a 1 agility, so that's a thing. Let's why don't we go ahead and start by trying to get rid of it. We'll go, I guess, 1v4. So that's a most definite fail. So we'll go ahead and use Rabbit's Foot to draw a card. All right, so we draw a last chance. That's currently unexpected courage. So let's see. We could, I guess, resource. Or I guess we could resource card too. Yeah, I guess we'll gain a resource, just in case we need to ward too. I mean, we can't move because we have a locked door. Oh no, it's just investigate. Excuse me. I'm thinking of secret door, that's what I'm thinking of. So I guess we'll go into the records office last action here. Alrighty, so the records office is a 3 shroud, 2 clue location, and it has a ability to uses all of your actions, and if you're not engaged with any enemies, you get to take 4 basic investigate actions. So I don't think that's what we're going to be doing. So we'll go ahead and move back into upkeep, and then we'll gain a resource, draw a card, and we draw a live and learn. Okay, we'll refresh this. Go ahead and do that, and then Mythos phase. Alright, so we have to shuffle these set aside spiders and counter set. And then, let's see. Along with each copy of Outbreak. And then we draw this. Which basically just tells us to make the infestation bag, and then we also have to place a damage token on the location with the most clues, which I believe is currently our location. Okay. And then for the remainder of the scenario, these represent the spreading infestation. Each location with a damage token on it is considered to be infested. Some abilities will interact with this, yada yada yada. Okay. Alrighty, so we drew that, and then we have the infestation bag here. Okay, so we test. Just trying to remember when we test. Is it after Mythos phase? Yeah, sorry. Motorcycle outside. Let's see, some abilities will instruct players. An infestation test may cause the infestation to spread to other locations or endanger investigators at infested locations. To resolve an infestation test, an investigator must reveal a random token from the bag and resolve its effects, as indicated by the other side of the card. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played this, so. Alright, so yeah, okay. So it's the force effect that says at the end of the Mythos phase, you make an infestation test. Alright, so let's go ahead and shuffle these bad boys up, and then we'll draw our encounter card. There it is. Alrighty, so perform an infestation test. If you're at an infested location, you treat each tablet token as a skull, which I believe is really quite shitey. It seems worth warding. It does seem worth warding, I think. So I think I'm going to do that. We'll go ahead and ward that, and then that will cause us to take a horror. And then we have to make an infestation test. No! Alrighty, so we have to set the token aside, choose a connecting location to an infestation location. That location also becomes infested. Alright, so that's a bummer. Alright, so guess what we'll do here is move into our turn. Let's go ahead and guess first action resource. Oops. Yeah, let's play Trial by Fire. So that'll put us up to a base 5, and then we get +1 from Calvin, so that'll be 6. So let's second action investigate 3v6. Alright, 0, excellent, and then let's go ahead and try to grab that other clue, 3v6. -1, there we go. So we'll grab both of those. And then that's our turn, so. Alrighty, so Calvin's doing stuff. Let's go ahead and ready up here. Ugh. Alright, so we draw our weakness. So we have to either take a damage and suffer a physical trauma, or we have to take a direct horror and suffer 1 mental trauma. What do? We probably take a horror, right? At least for now. And then we'll suffer a mental trauma. I think that seems better. Just because I think we probably want to boost our intellect more than anything else first. So we'll do that, and then we'll go into Mythos phase here. So we're at 1 Doom of 6, and our encounter card for the turn is a Rotting Remains. Alright, so currently 2v3 here. I think we're okay with that. We have until the end of time to soak up horror, and we have Peter as well, so I think this is okay. And we draw -2. Alright, so that's going to be 3. So I guess we'll take 1, we'll have Peter take 1, and then it puts this up to a 3. And I guess we'll just put 1 here too. Okay, and then we failed that skill test, so we get to draw a card. And we draw a lucky. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. Alright, so we have to make an infestation test. Alright, nice. We get a tablet, so that does nothing. Alright, so with our turn, I guess we'll go ahead and first action move. And then second action... So if I remember correctly, this is kind of a waste of time. So I think what I want to do is second action move here. And then worst comes to worst, we can try to get this on later on. So let's go to the experimental therapies ward. So it's a 4 shroud, 2 clue location, and it has a reaction that says when you investigate this location, you take a horror. Experimental therapies gets -2 shroud for this investigation. So that's pretty sweet for Calvin. We have 1 action left with our turn. I guess we could try to investigate. Let's do that, I guess. So we'll take a horror. It'll give it -2 shroud and boost us all the way up to 4 intellect. So 2v4 Chaos Beck says. Yeah, all right, nice. Nice. We are most of the way there. And that was our turn, so at the end of our turn, Peter will heal horror. And then we'll go ahead and move right into upkeep. Oops, not rotate, draw. There we go. All right, so we draw our second copy of Peter, which isn't the best, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and move into Mythos phase. We're at 2 Doom of 6, and our counter card for the turn is another Rotting Remains. All right, so we're currently 4v3 here, so that's pretty good. Let's just test 4v3, and then worst comes to worst, we can add lucky. All right, nice. So we pass. So now we need to take some damage. Let's refresh here. Let's go ahead and yeah, we need another clue. So let's go ahead and investigate. First action. We'll do the same reaction, take a horror to give that -2 shroud. Peter is such a nice guy. And then let's investigate 2v4. Alrighty, so that's a pass. Got to electrolyte myself. Let's snag that. Now we have 4 clues. Do I want to advance? Or do I want to wait a turn? So let's see here. We could try to get this clue from the emergency ward, and then move next turn. No, I think what I'll do here is just advance. So let's spend our clues to advance. Alrighty, so we spawned the stairwell in the basement door locations. Stairwell, basement door. Then check the current agenda. If it's agenda 2 or 3, we have to make an infestation check. So this goes here, and then I guess what we'll do is shuffle those up, and we'll just put like 1 here and 1 here, and then keep the other one there. Okay, so that's that, and then we'll go ahead and make our infestation check. And that's a skull. Ugh. Alright, so set this token aside, search the encounter deck, and discard pile for a spider enemy. I think I was supposed to shuffle those gray ward, these two, right? So in TTS, it's already pre-set up, so you don't have to do anything, which is nice. Was I supposed to? Hold on. No, it's just the spiders location, or a spiders encounter set, right? Yeah, you don't shuffle the other one until later on. Okay. Alright, so we have to spawn a spider at the nearest infested location. That is gross. Alright, so we can either spawn a spider of Lang, or a swarm of spiders. It's a 3/4/3 enemy. We really don't have much to fight with currently, so I guess we'll have to do that. Alright, so that's that. And then we'll spawn it, 2 swarms. And it spawns here. Ugh, this evade is so gross. Alright, so we have 2 actions left with our turn. I guess what we'll do here is move into the stairwell. So the stairwell is a 3 shroud, 1 clue location. It says after you enter the stairwell from a non-basement location, you can move to a basement location and then test agility 4. If you fail, you take 2 damage. Yeah, I think we're pretty cool with that. So we'll test 1v4. That is most definitely a fail. So we'll go ahead and draw a card here. Take 2 damage. We draw a scrounge, which is cool. Take a couple damage, boost our stats up a little bit, and then we get to move into a basement location. So I guess we'll go ahead and move here. Alright, so we find the operating room, which is a 2 shroud, 1 clue location. Has a double action that says choose an investigator at your location and test intellect 4. If you succeed, heal 3 damage from that investigator, and if you fail, you deal a damage to that investigator. Alright, so I guess with the last action, we'll just try to investigate 2v4 here. And that's a 0. Nice. So that is a clue. Nice. This is going pretty well, I gotta say. You know, I had my doubts with Calvin, but seems to be doing pretty well. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw a card, gain a resource. We draw a meat cleaver. There we go. Okay, so these don't hunt, so we don't have to worry about that. And then let's move into Mythos phase. So we're at 3 Doom of 6, and our encounter card is a Frozen in Fear. Ugh. Gross. Okay, that sucks. I guess what we'll do is make our infestation check. Damn it. So we set the token aside, and then we have to infest another location. So I guess we would infest... Is it smarter to infest here or here? I would assume here, right? And then we have to shuffle all these back into the bag. Okay. So, let's go into our turn here. And then I guess what we'll do is move with 2 actions. That should have been healed. So we'll go back here, and then I guess last action we'll just investigate. Cost us 2 actions to move, so yeah. Let's investigate, or do I want to play Meat Cleaver? Meat Cleaver's not a bad option either, I guess. Meat Cleaver would make us fight at a 4 base. That's pretty good. If we draw an enemy, it would be helpful to try to hack it with a Meat Cleaver. So I think I'm going to spend my last action playing Meat Cleaver. Okay, so at the end of our turn, we get to test Willpower 3. We're only 3v4. I think I'll go ahead and commit Peter as well to go 3v5. Chaos Spike says, whew, nice. All right. Or sorry, yeah, 3v5. So we drew a -2, so that's a pass. And then enemy phase, the spiders hang out in the waiting room, the locked waiting room. And then we'll go ahead and move right into upkeep here. So, resource card. Our draw for the turn is a second copy of Last Chance, which are currently not very useful. So let's go ahead and move into Mythos phase here. We're at 4 Doom of 6. Hello, Sageless One. Nice to see you. We are playing Web of Dreams. You unfortunately missed our run with Sefina through Beyond the Gates of Sleep, but it went pretty well. And we're actually doing pretty well with Calvin right now, so we're just entering Mythos phase. We're at 3 Doom of 6 and our encounter... Oh my god! Not a second Precedent Fear, why? Oh my god, why? Alright, fine. Asshole. Whatever. Counter deck, you suck. Alright, so let's make our infestation check here. Alright, so we drew a tablet. That's nice. Alright, well, I guess what we'll do here is investigate 3v4. We are currently at the stairwell, so we can investigate 3v4. Elder Thing is currently a -3. So let's see, I could lucky and pass. Alternatively, I could save the lucky for something else. I could live and learn as well. Both seem okay. I guess they're essentially the same thing at this point. Yeah, it's currently a -3, so we're 1 up. Could go even. Oh no, don't pull a Scott on me. So it's funny you mentioned that. My wife, I told my wife that story about how Scott was like, you could live craft, laugh craft, love craft, and then she was like, you should totally get something like that to put in your office. And I just had to breathe a collective sigh for the lot of us. It was painful. I think what I'm gonna do is just live and learn here. So we'll just try to investigate again. We're 6v3 now. Alright, so that's a pass. So we'll get this clue. 6v3 there. Bada bang, bada boom. Let's, actions 2 and 3, I guess, move. And we'll go into this basement door location. Alright, so we find the private room. When an investigator controls Randolph, advance. Okay. So let's see, you parlay, test willpower 2. If you succeed, test intellect 2. If you succeed, investigators at this location may spend 1 clue as a group to give control of the set-aside Randolph Carter asset to an investigator at this location. Okay, so that's our turn. So we're gonna have to test. We're gonna have to test this Frozen in Fear here. So let's test 3v4. Yeah. 3v4. Ugh. I think I want to lucky this. Alright, so I'll go ahead and lucky that. We'll get rid of that. Let's go to enemy phase, which the enemies do not move. And then we'll go into upkeep and gain a resource and draw a card. Alright, so we draw a look what I found. And then we'll enter Mythos phase. We're at 5 Doom of 6. We're at a witching hour here. And we draw a second locked door. Okay. I think this just goes away. Attached to a location with the most clues and without a locked door. I mean, I guess I could just put it anywhere, right? Doesn't really matter. So we'll just go ahead and lock the door up at the records office, I guess. And then... Oops. Let's get our actions back here. So we got to make a couple tests here. So I guess what we'll do is try to parlay. We're 2v4 currently. Do I want to commit cards? No, I think it's okay if we at least fail once. So let's test. All right, so we passed the willpower test. So now we have to make an intellect test. So intellect 2v4. let's just commit this. And we can turn these cards on. So now we're at 6v2. Alright, so we pass, and then we'll go ahead and spend a clue and gain control of Randolph. Which I believe knocks out Peter, unfortunately. Yeah. It will, unfortunately, but we do find the patient. Oh, I didn't make an infestation check. I apologize. Alright. So he tells us that the Dreamlands is a real place and that our friends are in need of his help. So he rises up from his cot, he awakens, and then we have to shuffle the encounter deck, or encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Alright, so each infested location now gains an action, and we can test willpower X to attempt to seal the rift, where X is the location shroud. Investigators at this location may spend 1 clue to automatically succeed. If you succeed, replace the damage token with a horror token. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be infested. Okay, so our objective is to clear out all the infested locations. So bye-bye, Peter. It's nice knowing you. So Randolph gives us +1 willpower and +1 intellect, and then after an elder thing is revealed from the bag during a skill test at our location, we exhaust them and draw 2 cards. Okay, so our first action was to parlay. I guess our second action is going to be to go ahead and move. Is it worth it to go down here? Like, worst comes to worst, we just have to go back here, right? So I'm kind of greedy, so I think I'm gonna go down to this last basement door location. Alright, so we find the morgue. The morgue is a 5 shroud, a 1 clue location, and it has an action to test willpower 3. If you succeed, discover a clue. If you fail, take a horror. So that's fine with us. That is the end of our turn, so we'll move into enemy phase, and then we'll move into upkeep. The swarm of spiders still hangs out in the waiting room. Go up to 2 resources and draw a leather coat. That's some nice soak if we need it. Let's go ahead and advance here, however. Alright, so we find the suspicious orderlies and replace them with the corrupted orderlies. These go there, and then we replace them with the corrupted orderlies. Search the encounter deck and discard pile, blah, blah, blah. We did that. And then shuffle the last encounter set. Alright, so these go bye-bye. These get shuffled. And then we have to add a skull and a cultist to the infestation bag. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. One of these and one of these. Put these back. Yes, now the real fun begins. Okay, so that's that. And then, let's see. So we have a forced effect that says, at the end of the Mythos phase, make an infestation check. And then each spider enemy at an infested location gets +1 fight and +1 evade. So we're going to go ahead and refresh. And our encounter card for the turn is another swarm of spiders. Ugh. What are these spiders doing in the morgue? That is rude. So let's go ahead and make our infestation check here. Whew, that's lucky. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into our turn here. Alright, so we have options. We can fight at a 4 with this, which seems fine. So I guess first action, let's fight and take a horror. Put it on Randolph. So we'll deal +1 damage. We're fighting 4v1 here. Chaos Spike says. Elder Sign, nice. So we can either heal a damage or a horror, or take a direct damage or take a horror. I think I'm gonna take a damage. Seems okay. Might regret that. I do have it until the end of time. Alright, so these die. There we go. So we'll go ahead and put those on the bottom of our deck. And then second action, we'll fight again. Now we're 5v1. All right, so that's that. And then last action, let's do that, this action here to test our willpower. So it's currently 3v5. 3v5. Chaos Spike says... Ah, come on. Come on. That is shitey. Alright, so we have to take a horror. So, Randolph, you're such a nice guy. You'll take a horror. We'll fail that check. We'll draw a card. Draw an unexpected courage. Okay, and that's our turn. So enemy phase, those swarm of spiders still hang out in the waiting room. And then we'll go ahead and draw a card. Thanks, JP. I didn't even realize you subbed here. Stupid notification didn't show up. Much appreciated, friend. Much appreciated. So, let's, So we drew our card for the turn, right? Yes. Oh, no, that was off Rabbit's Foot. Excuse me. Okay, so, yeah. Upkeep, resource card. Bummer. So there's Haunted. We'll go ahead and go to Mythos. Doom and Bad Stuff. We draw a Will of the Spider Mother. Revelation, test willpower 3. If there's a spider enemy at our location, we cannot commit cards to this test. If we fail, we cannot attack or investigate until the end of the round. Alright, well, I think we're just gonna go ahead and... We're 2 up. Or 1 up, excuse me. So I think we're gonna go ahead and commit this. Seems okay. So we are, let's see, 4, 5, 6 versus 3. Reveal another token. Alright, so that's a pass. And then we have to make our infestation check. Alright, so fortunately the experimental wards becomes infested. Yay. Okay, so that's Mythos phase. Man, I really wanted that clue. I wanted that victory point. I don't know if I have time now. Don't know if I have time now. So I guess we could action 1, action 2, action 3, investigate again. I think I'm okay with that. So 2 actions, get rid of this. Last action. We're gonna try to do that investigate again with the willpower. So we'll go ahead and commit this for an icon. So that's gonna be, let's see, that's 1, 2, 6 versus 3. There we go. That's a pass. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll grab this. And then that's our turn. So we'll go back into upkeep here. 4 resources and a card. Draw a second unexpected courage. And then let's refresh. 2 Doom of 8. Counter card for the turn is a Night Terrors. Put this card into your threat area, and then after you fail a skill test, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, draw each weakness revealed this way, and remove all the other cards from the game. So thankfully, we don't have any weaknesses to draw from this, but this can quickly eat your deck. We have 12 cards, so... Okay, so we have 2 clues. We can deal with that. Let's draw our... Infestation. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Alright, so the stairway is now infested. And then we have to return all these back to the bag. Okay, so that's that. Let's move into our turn here. I guess first action, let's move. And then second action. So we can test willpower 3, right? We're currently a 5. Let's see, 5v3. I think I like those odds. The elder things are quite brutal, but because I think I want to save a clue for this. I mean, alternatively, we could succeed, move, succeed. That seems okay. Nah. I think I'll just go 4 up here. So we're gonna test, let's see, willpower 5, 6, 7. Do I need to do that? 3, 5, 6, 7 V. Yeah, 7v3 here. Alright, so that's a pass. So that's gonna go away. And then that was our second action, and then third action we'll go ahead and move up here. And that's gonna be our turn. Alright, so yeah. Upkeep, resource card, draw lucky, there we go. That is a aptly named draw. And then let's move into Mythos phase here. Alright, 3 Doom of 8. And our encounter card for the turn is a oh my god. Holy shisa. Alrighty, another Frozen in Fear. How lovely. Okay, well. So we're currently at a 4 Shroud location. So I think what I'm going to do, first action here. Oh wait, sorry, I have to make an infestation check before I do anything. Okay. So first action, I'm going to go ahead and just spend a clue to automatically succeed. Or both. He could be terrified of both. Alright, so Calvin's going to automatically succeed that. And then I guess actions 2 and 3 will go ahead and move here into the emergency room. So the emergency room is a 2 Shroud, 1 clue location. It says while you're in the emergency room, each of your skill tests gets +1 difficulty for each card committed to it. Okay, so that's our turn. So end of our turn, we're gonna have to test willpower 3v5, which seems okay, so we'll do that. All right, so we pass. Thankfully this Night Terrorist hasn't triggered yet. So that's our turn. We'll go ahead and we'll just preempt that. So let's see, so that 6 resources and a card. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right, spiders suck, man. They're creepy. And then we draw a Fight or Flight. So we already added a Doom. So let's draw our encounter card. Oh my god! What the fuck? Holy mother of Christ! Wow. That is something else, man. That is the second time that's happened. That is special. The fear is real. That is totally correct. Holy mother of God. Let's make our infestation check. All right, so we have to infest a location, which I don't think can be done anymore. So it is what it is. So that's nice. Oh my God. Okay, so I guess first action we can investigate. 2v5. Chaos Bag will say. That's a -3, I believe. Do I want to draw 2 cards? 2v5, it's still a pass, so I guess we'll go ahead and draw 2 cards. Okay. And still a pass, so we get a clue. And then second action, we'll test Willpower 2v5. And then I think what I'm gonna do I need to commit anything? I don't even really have any icons to commit. I must have used channel points for a 6 times frozen in fear reward. Man, you must have. That is brutal. That is so brutal. Maybe cool for you guys, but not so cool for me. So, okay, so we investigated. Let's go ahead and test 2v5 willpower. I guess worst comes to worst, I have a lucky, so 2v5. Wow. Barely, but we pass. Alright, so, bam. That's gone. And then last action, I guess... What do I have in my discard pile? I guess I could draw a second lucky. That seems okay. Let's do that. I guess last action, I'm gonna go ahead and scrounge for that last lucky. And then end of our turn, we'll test willpower 3v5. Or, sorry, yeah, 3v5, and then we'll commit lucky to pass. Go away! Oh my god. Alright, enemy phase. No enemies move. Upkeep, resource, and a card. We draw a Take Heart. Not the most useful right now, because we kind of want to just pass our test. Let's move to Mythos phase. We're at 5 Doom of 8, and our encounter card for the turn. Alright, it is a Dissonant Voices. So we can't play assets or events, which is okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then end of Mythos phase, we have to make an infestation check. Alright, so that's also nothing, because we can't, there's no locations left to infest, so. Calvin is containing the spread. Alright, so, we're no longer frozen in fear. We're gonna have to punch these spiders, which I think we're pretty good at doing, so. Doesn't say anything about not being able to commit cards to tests, so I guess first action is gonna be to move. We'll go here, move. These spiders will swarm us. And then first action, let's go ahead and I guess we can tread the line, because we can heal a horror if we kill an enemy, so. Alright, so we'll do that. We're going to test 5v1 here. Second action. Reveal another token. +1, nice. So we're gonna go ahead and heal a horror. We're gonna kill these. And then last action, we're gonna fight the last spider at a location. And that's just gonna be 5v1. Guess what it says? -2. There we go. Alright. Kill the spiders. At the end of the round, we're gonna discard this. So there's no enemies now. So we'll go to upkeep. We'll draw a second Take Heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll just discard one of this. That gets discarded. And we'll move to Mythos phase. Alright, 6 Doom. Coming very close on the witching hour here. We have 2 clues, so thankfully we can just... I think next turn we can pass the test, move past the test. And we draw a Spider of Lang. Oh no. Oh, that is terrible. Well, that puts a damper in things. Alright, so I guess let's make an infestation check. Hope to not draw a skull. Alright, so we draw a tablet. Alright, well that Spider of Lang kind of puts a damper in things. Dude, rude. Very rude. I think I'd rather just evade it. I think that's more reasonable. We could just give ourselves a +4. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I guess before we do anything, we're gonna give ourselves +4, +4. And then let's first action try to evade. Let's see, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 6. 6v3. And we have a Lucky as backup. No! Oh, no! 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 Oh, god damn it. Alright, so we have to reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. Damn it. Why do you do this to me? And then these get removed from the game. God damn it, chat. Fuck. Feckity feck feck. Yeah, we're at 6 doom. Oy vey. Yeah. The cursed trade is certainly coming through here. I mean, we could take an attack of opportunity and just pass that test to stop the infestation. We could move, take another attack of opportunity. I forgot to heal a horror. I could have healed the horror off of Randolph. That's a mistake. That was a mistake. Man, that sucked. Well, I mean, we can always try to evade again, I guess. Yeah, I guess let's just try to evade again. And then, so we're 6v3. That is a -2. So I think that's just a straight up pass. Just gonna double check. Yep, that's a straight up pass. Okay, this guy's evaded. And then last action, move. I did, yep. I did discard the cards from Night Terrors. And last action, move. Okay. Man, this is coming down to the wire. So we're gonna do that. These are the 3 cards. It was a Winging It, a Meat Cleaver, and a Rabbit's Foot. Alright, so that was that. Enemy phase, upkeep. That Spider of Lang will ready. Then we'll go ahead and gain a resource and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's go ahead and move into Mythos phase, the last Mythos phase of the game. And our encounter card is an Outbreak. Okay. So we are at an infested location. I think I am just going to ward that. You can kindly fuck off. Alright, first action. Spend a clue to automatically succeed. Second action, move. Third action, take an attack of opportunity to automatically succeed. Nice. Woo! Nice. Nice, we did it. We did it, chat! Resolution hype? Alright, so she stayed with the patient, so we get resolution 3 here. That was, whew, man, that was a good game. That was a good game. So we get resolution 3 here. Alright, so in our campaign log, we record that the doctor is alive. Dr. Meshwaran. Is alive. And then in our campaign log, we record that Randolph escaped the hospital. Randolph escaped with the investigators. And then we get to skip to resolution 5. Alrighty, so we earn victory X, remove the infestation from the bag, and then we get to go to the interlude. Okay, so let's see what we get for victory points here. We got 2 here, 2 here, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Nice job, Calvin. Nice job, Calvin. Nice. Sick. We'll record it here. Calvin needs a new pair of breeches. I'm assuming you meant bridges, which I think is spelt that way. All right, and then we proceed to the interlude. All right, so... Ah, yes, like breeches, like from the clutches of chaos. I think that's birches. Or no, a beech is also a tree, that's right. Brian, I seem to have noticed that you have a mug that says life is a beach. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. You know, I should really know that too, considering that the New Hampshire state tree is a birch tree. And I have like 6 birch trees outside my house. Okay, so let's see here. Bunch of flavor text. Man, Matt made us read like a friggin' novel playing this campaign. Alright, so we're playing both, so we proceed to do that. Alrighty, so we must choose either to tell our companions of our quest, your plight, and our peril. The Black Cat will return to you once the message is delivered. This may put an undue burden on your companions. In the Dream Quest campaign log, record that the Black Cat delivered our plight. Let's see. We can tell our companions about our new friends in the Dreamlands. In the campaign log A, you record that the Black Cat shared knowledge of the Dreamlands. We can either tell our companions they're in danger and that we're safe. So let's see, we can record in campaign A that the Black Cat warned the others, or we can have it our way. Alright, chat, what are we doing? Which of the 4 options? What do we think, Sefina would do? So basically what happens is that we end up going to a, this like pub or whatever, and then Randolph introduces us to Virgil, and then as we're talking, a black cat kind of comes up and talks, and we're like, what the hell? And then the black cat's like, all right, well, I can go and tell your companion something. Yeah, what would Sefina do? She'd spill the beans? So she'd share knowledge, or would she say that we're in danger? I think Sefina would probably trust the cat. I don't trust the cat. Third option. Alright, so we've got 1 vote for third option and 1 vote for last option. Do we have any other votes? I see 2 votes. Equal votes. 2 votes for the third option. Oh, sorry, JP. It looks like we're trusting the cat. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it. We're going to have the black cat warn the others. Alrighty, and then when we proceed to Black Cat 3. Okay, so let's see here. Following the events of Scenario 1B, the investigators are confronted outside the hospital with the cat. And then check the campaign log. Let's see. We are not. The Black Cat... Black Cat warned us. Alright, so in the campaign log for Web of Dreams, record that the Black Cat is at our side. And then, let's see here. We add 1 tablet to the Chaos bag for both campaigns. Ugh. That is kind of annoying. Oops, wrong thing. Alrighty. Okay, and then once that's been read, we can proceed to the next two scenarios. Okay, so I think that's gonna do it. Let me just let's save this real quick here. And then I think I'm just gonna quickly go into our other game and just add the tablet before I forget. Because otherwise I will most definitely forget. Okay. Ooh, weird. Yeah, both of these scenarios were very close. So I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do this real quick so I don't forget for next time. Probably a lot easier to do in paper than it is on TTS. So let's just overwrite this. All right, nice. Alrighty, chat. Well, those were some games, gotta say. To answer your question, JP, yes, I will in fact be streaming on Friday as well. So you guys can be sure to stay tuned for updates to this campaign. Let's see, as far as other things that are going on, me and Vase, rather, we're gonna be hosting a Delta Green game. We're gonna be playing Delta Green on Sunday, and then do we add an Elder thing? We added the tablet. I don't think there's an option to add an Elder thing. Unless there's something I'm missing. I don't think you add an Elder thing. It said tablet. I mean, I could just go grab the campaign log and... I'll double check for you. I'm pretty sure it's a tablet, though. Yeah, it's a tablet. You add an Elder thing if they deliver news of your plight. You're bored already? Well, that's rude. No, it says you add a tablet to both sides. Yeah, so. Whew, hey, it is getting warm in here. Well, I mean, we could upgrade the decks for next time before we head out. I do have a little bit of time to do that if you guys want to do that. Upgrade. All right, well, let me just open up the tabs here real quick, and we'll get to, let's do some deck upgrading here. Alrighty, so do we want to start with Sefina, or do we want to start with Calvin? Oops. Babe. I mean, I guess to each their own. Certainly not going to knock you if you want to do that. That is what the internet is for, I've heard. Okay, so. Well, that's going to be that. Why don't we... Let's go ahead and do some upgrading, guys, before we sign off on today's stream. Let's do that. Alright, so starting with Sefina here, we earned 9 experience and gained Randolph. Okay, so let's see. We had talked about putting in double, right? And I think that costs like 8 experience. Yeah, don't spam symbols, rude. Yeah, we did pretty well in both. Calvin earned 10. Gotta say, he did pretty good. He earned all the experience aside from the Grey Reavers, which is pretty impressive, I gotta say. So let's see, double, I believe costs 8. Yeah, that would be 8 of our 9 experience. I mean, it's probably really good, though. Are we adding double? I think we are. That sounds fun. That's a pretty easy upgrade, I guess. We do have 1 experience left, so we could play easy mark. Yeah, that is relatively true. I guess, like, the only real things are worth... Like, double deny can be good if you take damage and horror. Double intel report is pretty good. Double storm of spirits could be pretty good. I think there's options. Double uncage the soul could be pretty good. If you had, like, 2 spells you wanted to play or something like that. You could, like, uncage, play a card, play an event. That could be okay. Double Drawn to the Flame is okay in certain circumstances. Yeah, like doubles is probably not the best. I mean, let's see here. So we could take... I guess another option is, like, we could eventually upgrade into things like Ace in the Hole. And things like that. Like, double Ace in the Hole seems really good. Double Easy Mark could be pretty good. I mean, I definitely think we're adding Easy Mark. We're taking out these emergency caches and... What else? This ethereal form was mediocre. Maybe a premonition? I think ethereal form is probably the weaker of the cards. Chat, what do you think? What are we thinking, chat? And then as far as other, let's see. Other events that we could double, that would be pretty cool. And there really isn't much in Mystic. I mean, double Ace in the Hole seems super good, though. Double Hot Streak could be pretty fun. Yeah, double Sure Gamble. Sure Gamble's a decent card. Yeah. I think I'm okay with including double. At the very least, we can test it out and see how it goes. And if we don't like it, we can always like try to make it better. We had almost 40 resources by the end of that game. That was pretty ridiculous, I gotta say. That was pretty nutters. Like double decoy could be decent too. I think just trying to figure out what I want to cut for easy mark. We could cut like a prophesy. I could see that being a reasonable cut. Because if I remember correctly, there isn't too many more scenarios that have like really high doom thresholds on A side, if I remember correctly. So we could potentially cut this. Yeah, we could potentially cut this uncage the soul. And like I feel like double easy mark alone is just worth it. Like kind of remiss to cut wild icons out of the deck. I don't think we need this uncage the soul, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. What do you think, Chad? That looks like a pretty good deck. Why is it saying? Oh, right, because we didn't cut a card for a double. That would probably help, right? Okay, so as far as cutting a card for double, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be this miss. Because we really don't have the arcane slots. We could cut Arcane Initiate too. And keep miss. Because we're playing Renfield. And Arcane Initiate doesn't get us double. And I do like miss. It is helpful. We do already have a decent agility. I think this is fine. I think this is okay. I guess worst comes to worst, we can always upgrade into Mist level 2, right? Does Mist have a level 2 version? Oh no, it only has a level 4 version currently. I think this is okay. We have Decoy. Like, worst comes to worst, we have Decoy. So we're like gonna play a big money Sefina deck. Yeah, this seems good. So let's do that. Alright, and then let's go over to Calvin here. So Calvin's got 10 experience to spend. So what are we thinking is pretty weak in this deck? So we need to add Randolph as well. So as far as Calvin goes, he's got, let's see. Oops. In Survivor, we could upgrade Peters. I think a pretty obvious choice is 5 of Pentacles. So we could like play 1 5 of Pentacles. We could play Miss Doyle. So we have 8 experience there. I think it's pretty obvious we're gonna cut these Madeline branches. The Black Cat needs a friend, right? Yeah, Brute Force, Jessica Hyde. Yeah, Jessica Hyde could be good. We could go Charisma Jessica Hyde. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So that's 5 XP there. And then we have, let's see, Jessica Hyde. Alright, so we need to cut, what, 2 cards? And we still have 3 experience to play around with. Yeah, I like the idea of Brute Force and Sharp Vision. Sharp Vision particularly seems pretty good. 3 Intellect Icon seems pretty good. But as far as this all goes, I think it's probably safe that we can cut this other coat. And then we can probably cut... What are we thinking, chat? Scrounge will eventually become less useful, but... Not sure what to cut. Let's, and Calvin has a mental trauma too, so he's gonna start with some horror on him. Keeping that in mind, that gives us some options. We could... Man, this is tough. Like, all these cards were good. What a problem to have, that all the cards in your deck are good. Man. Need to cut a single card. I guess we could cut a Rabbit's Foot. Yeah, we could cut Scrounge too. UC? I don't know what you're referencing. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it is a fairly weak card in the deck. Just kind of take a look at the other options that we get. Doesn't look like... I thought there was spirit cards that are Guardian. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. I've had worse, could be okay. I don't know if it's really worth it though. We don't need ward level 2. Yeah, I could see cutting these. So maybe we keep these. We could, let's see, we could like cut this, add like 1, could add like 2 sharp vision, cut a rabbit's foot, add a brute force. That seems okay, right? Expeditious retreat could be decent too, but need to succeed by a lot for that to be useful. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna cut one of these. Yeah, I don't really think... Yeah, this is tough. All these cards are really useful. Like, maybe we cut a winging it? Because we're playing sharp vision now? So, my experience with versatile is that I tend to not find it really worth it. Yeah, we could play a second tarot, too. My reasoning behind only one of them is because drawing the second one is awful. Yeah, I do understand where you're coming from in that regard. We do definitely want it in our opening hand, or we definitely want to draw it as soon as possible. But I don't think it's one of those cards that's really necessary in Kelvin. Like, obviously it makes him, like, it gives him more headroom to boost his stats, but like, case in point in last scenario, I don't think it was necessary. Especially because, like, other cards does give him max headroom. It might. I don't know. I think this is pretty good, honestly. My only issue with brute force is that we're probably most of the time going to be fighting with meat cleaver. So brute force is, like, useful in those circumstances. Man, I'm 31, man. I must be too young to get that reference. It's kind of ironic considering our podcast is called The Great Old Ones. I am anything but old. Huh. I could see cutting a winging it potentially, because we have, now that we have sharp vision, I could see cutting this. I could see cutting a trial by fire, I guess, too. I turned 32 in May. My birthday was last month. And then neutral cards. Yeah, there really isn't much in neutral we want. We already have charisma. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm just ignorant. A red gloved man could be fun too. I could see Red Glove Man being pretty cool. Gotta say, this is a very underrated card, except in probably York, where I think everyone probably understands that this is ridiculous. Black Cat could be fun too. I mean, we are playing Dream Eater, so we might want to include this at some point in our deck. Yeah, we probably next. So let's see, if we get another 8 experience, we could buy another Charisma and then buy a Black Cat. And that could be cool. And then we could have all the allies. We could upgrade into Ace of Rods. Cricket, cricket, cricket. Okay, well, let's yeah, I don't know, man. I think this deck is as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, I think we'll go double Charisma next scenario. I guess we could withdraw our Sharp Visions and then play a second Charisma. Then we'd have all the ally slots. So that's an option. This isn't a bad option, honestly. Yeah, maybe we do that. So let's see here. Like, I would assume we put these back in the deck. Got a second Charisma. I don't know if that's in TTS, and I don't know if it's in Arkham DB's database yet. Or are you talking about Anna Caslow? I think you might be talking about Anna Caslow. Assuming you're talking about this card, Sage's one. Yeah, I think this deck looks pretty good. And then, so I think from here we can upgrade. We can take these Unexpected Courages out. We can get like Sharp Visions and Brute Forces. And then we might even end up just like dropping this whole fail mechanic and just like playing generally good cards. We spent like 6 experience just on our Charismas. So Scrounge is still pretty useful. But maybe after 1,000 Shapes, we take out Scrounges, and then we take out Unexpected Courage. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's... I'm gonna go ahead and save this. That seems like a pretty solid deck, in my opinion. Okay, so that's a thing. All right, chat. Well, it's already like almost 4 o'clock here, and I gotta go water my plants and take care of the garden and do a couple other things. But stay tuned on Friday. Well, we will continue this dual-sided campaign. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and the subs and the follows that we got during this stream was most excellent indeed. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all the next time you're lost in time and space.